Here, welcome to ShareTreck, where science meets investing. I'm your host, Raj. Today, we are taking a deep dive into CTX310, CRISPR Therapeutics' new in vivo gene editing candidate that could dramatically reduce LDL cholesterol and triglycerides, two of the most dangerous drivers of heart disease. I value your time, so I'll keep this video as short and crisp as possible and to the point. If you have questions, please drop them in the comments. I respond to every one of your comments. That said, let's get started. So what are we treating here? Well, CTX310 is targeting a group of disorders which are collectively called dyslipidemias. Conditions where blood lipid levels are abnormally high, particularly LDL cholesterol and triglycerides. That might sound a little bit technical, which it did for me because I'm not a scientist, but the consequences are real. Increased risk of heart attacks and strokes are attributed to this condition. Lifelong polypharmacy with multiple medications are required, dietary restrictions, side effects, and constant medical monitoring is required. Globally, dyslipidemias are a leading cause of atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, or ASCVD, still the number one killer worldwide. Over 40 million Americans alone have elevated LDL or triglycerides. Some live with both. And for many, current treatments just don't go far enough. This is where the target of CTX310 comes in, ANGPTL3, or angiopoietin-like protein 3. This liver-produced protein regulates how your body processes lipids by blocking two key enzymes: lipoprotein lipase, which breaks down triglycerides; endothelial lipase, or EL, which affects HDL cholesterol metabolism. Here is the key insight. People with natural mutations that knock out ANGPTL have lower LDL and triglycerides, lower risk of cardiovascular disease, and no harmful side effect. That discovery is what gave CRISPR the confidence to go after it with gene editing. CTX310 uses in vivo CRISPR delivery, meaning it edits your DNA inside the body, not in a lab. Here is what it does. It targets the ANGPTL3 gene in liver cells, reduces production of ANGPTL3 protein that lifts the brakes on enzymes that clear triglycerides. This leads to faster clearance of fats in the blood and reduces LDL cholesterol by cutting down VLDL precursors. Now let's talk early phase 1 human data. It showed that there was 82% drop in triglycerides, 81% drop in LDL cholesterol from a single dose with no serious adverse effects. That's not just promising, it's potentially disruptive. Who CTX310 is for? Well, this therapy is for the highest risk dyslipidemia patients, people with combined hyperlipidemia, both high LDL and high triglycerides. Those with severe hypertriglyceridemia at the risk for pancreatitis, or patients with familiar hypercholesteremia, a genetic disorder often unresponsive to statins, people who can't tolerate statins or don't respond to PCSK9 inhibitors. This is the no man's land of lipid medicine, and CTX310 may be the first one-shot answer to all these problems. Now, let's talk economics. Managing dyslipidemia today involves lifelong prescriptions, regular blood tests, potential hospitalization for strokes or heart attacks, not to mention lost productivity and quality of life. If you look at my chart here, you would see the estimate cost of the lifetime of a patient, whichever type of dyslipidemia they might be suffering from. This is the cost, as you can see in the table, to take care for high-risk patients, and it runs into hundreds of thousands of dollars. A one-time therapy like CTX310, even if priced in the six figures, could easily make economic sense of it. So I'm going to keep this chart a few minutes on the screen, or you could pause and have a look at the costs. But I think that it justifies a six-digit price for CTX310, and that should be easily approvable by payers and other organizations. So considering the size of the market for heart disease, I think CRISPR is looking at a huge market share because it can prevent cardiovascular events for a lifetime once the treatment is given, or it removes the need for multiple medication over decades. So this is what made Casgevy viable, and CTX310 could follow that path. Now, if you look at what CTX310 is entering into, well, it's entering into a space with other therapies like statins, like ezetimibe, PCSK9 inhibitors, antisense drugs targeting ANGPTL3, like evinacumab, but none of these offer one-time, once-and-done treatment. None of these offer durable response. Root cause intervention based on human genetics is much superior. CTX310 is much superior to these current standard of care. And none of the current standard of care has shown what CRISPR Therapeutics has shown in phase 1. 82% drop in triglycerides, 81% drop in LDL, no serious side effects, potential for curative intent. Now, that is humongous. And that makes me very bullish on CRISPR. And as investors, here is what we need to track. Larger patient data from phase 1 CTX310 study later this year. Regulatory pathway clarity is also needed. Will this go to fast track or breakthrough designation? If any of those things happen, they will be mega catalysts for CRISPR. Safety data over time can confirm if this is durable and it has got no off-target effects. That is very important. Again, payer interest, especially from Medicare and private insurers in the six-figure target, would definitely be a big catalyst. If even half of these signals go CRISPR's way, CTX310 could be as big as or bigger than Casgevy. And finally, to wrap it all up, CTX310 targets a well-understood genetic pathway, has shown early efficacy that rivals or beats existing drugs or current standard of care, addresses a massive unmet medical and economic need, and could be the first in vivo gene editing therapy to enter the cardiovascular space. And once it gets approved and enters the cardiovascular space, it will be hands down superior to anything available to date. And this is the kind of pipeline product that can transform a company's valuation and possibly how we treat chronic disease. If you found this helpful, please like and share it with others who follow genomic investing. We do deep dive videos every week on companies leading in gene editing, sequencing, and biotech innovation. So if you subscribe and turn on notification, you won't miss what is coming next. What do you think about CTX310? Could it become the next CRISPR breakthrough? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about CRISPR Therapeutics after having seen this video. Until next time, stay curious and stay invested. Bye for now.